want to understand, Mr. Avalos, so after you wrote the check to the insurance company to make everybody whole, you'd indicated it was because you wanted to avoid lawsuits down the road. So much for that. Did you have any communications with your insurer about how to allocate the monies, or you just wrote them the check and then they did this allocation on their own? Because I agree with Judge Corriero. Ms. Potts didn't seem to get her fair share.
Right. I think just they didn't even give me the option to try to make people whole. They were just kind of just telling me how things were going to go. And I'm going to say, and I just saw the discrepancy. I'm like, obviously I caused the accident, so why can't I just fill in those blanks? I was just thinking that's all I had to do. That was it.
Ms. Potts, so how much money did you receive from your insurer? Because you didn't work with Mercury.
Right.
You worked with State Farm.
Correct.
How much money did you receive from State Farm?
I received a draft for $4,400. When I contacted Mercury...
Oh, that would make sense. What's your deductible?
My deductible is $500.
So then of that money that his insurer paid to State Farm subtracted your deductible and then paid you the balance.
But no one ever contacted me once I got the $4,400.
Yeah, I'm looking at Defendant's Exhibit F, page 15. There are check details, not a canceled check, but check details that indicate that State Farm did receive $57.94. I'm having the issue around value and whether or not you've already been adequately compensated. But thank you very much. Thank you for your testimony.
Not only does he admit his culpability, but he was willing to pay for it over and above what I think most responsible citizens would even do. They would say, I have insurance, and whatever the insurance said is what goes. So it seems here from looking at the papers and the testimony, more in particular the documentary evidence, that she was not only reimbursed by State Farm, but she got several $1,000s more than the actual Kelly Blue Book value, which, as you pointed out, is what we go by. So she's been reimbursed even above the car value, and in part due to his generosity and his admission. So State Farm paid her, State Farm was subrogated to the claim, Mercury paid State Farm, and everybody seems to be okay except her. Anybody feel differently?
I think you stated the law accurately and the way this thing played itself out. I mean, she's just dissatisfied, of course, because this is her dream car and she wanted to keep it.
I'm not prepared to order him to pay her additional funds on top of the value of the car. It wasn't a classic car yet. It would be different if it already had that designation. It just isn't there. It was a car that she liked very much, and she's been more than compensated for its value.
So I think we're unanimous in dismissing the complaint.
This courtroom is again in session.
Well, I want to begin by telling you what the three of us have discussed, and that is we really do want to commend you for your consideration in accepting responsibility for what you did. You went above and beyond for your generosity in this, and you benefited from that from him, ma'am. And I know that this is not a lawsuit that you're bringing against him in anger and all. You just love your car. You wanted to be made whole. You wanted to preserve it as a classic vehicle. But the bottom line here is you were fully compensated by the insurance companies, coupled with his generous check to them to make everybody balanced. You received an amount that reflected your vehicle's value, and we feel, all of us, and this is a unanimous verdict, that we can't give you any more than you've already received for your precious Jaguar, and we're going to dismiss your complaint.
And this courtroom is adjourned.
I feel horrible. It's the worst accident I've ever been in. I've never been anything even close to that.
Hey, the judges rule.
I just didn't think I was going to get sued, and I tried to do everything I could.
Well, it was nice to be on Hot Bench.